What's good, Foodie Nation? You already know it's your boy Chef Kurt. We in the mix, you know what I'm saying? We in the kitchen. I'm here to give y'all another recipe. You feel me? Y'all know what we here for. Y'all, we ain't here to play no games. We here to learn how to cook some good food, how to keep it fun, how to keep it interactive. And today, I'm showing y'all how we gonna make some Rasta pasta. Yes, sir. Or Rasta pasta. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do that with some salmon. I want some blackened salmon. We got some colossal shrimp and some chicken thighs. So we're gonna do a little surf and turf. We're gonna do a little surf and turf Rasta pasta. You know what I'm saying? So yo, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so we're gonna start off with our mirepoix. Y'all should already know what that means. Bell peppers, onions, celery, well, carrot and celery. All right, and we got a few more extra veggies, but we're gonna bring them out. We're gonna bring them out as we go. All right, so every time I'm doing my bell pepper, I always start off with the top and the bottom, and then once I do that, I come in here and I get my knife inserted in between the sections that I can see now, and just cut it off the rib. Cut it off the rib. Cut it off the rib. Just like that. And I like that it leaves me all of the unusable discards is there. And I'm left with this beautiful whole flesh of, you know, I can cut this bad boy however I want to. So for today's preparation, we're pretty much just gonna keep everything in strips to match the length and size of our penne pasta, which is the pasta that we're going to be using today. So just coming down, making these into strips. Gonna move these aside, set them over there, and you can do the same thing with the tops and bottoms. Just bust them on down. So I've been pondering and thinking about actually doing a nothing but knife skills, you know, video. So if there are particular vegetables, or I guess fruits too, or meats, anything that you guys are just wanting to know how to cook or how to cut better, drop it in the comments and we're gonna get y'all that video. See a little piece of mold there, whole thing ain't bad, just cut that piece out. Again, it's going down, making strips. And that's what I like about doing it like this, is you can just keep the whole thing together and just cut and cut and cut and cut and cut. All right, some celery going. We're gonna cut off the back end of that. And then from here, just chopping them down. Like I said, keeping it whole just because I like to have texture, especially when I'm going for texture. You know, I feel like with Rasta pasta, you want the vegetables to do a lot of the talking, as they do when it comes to Caribbean cooking and stuff like that. So I'm keeping these a decent size, so that when we bite into it, we get all that flavor. Yes, sir. Alright, keeping them fingers curled back so you don't gotta worry about that. That's how I'm able to look y'all in your eye right now, because I use the bear claw. So as I'm cutting, my fingers are touched back, my knife is going against the guard of my knuckle, and I'm good to go. So I'm telling y'all, I don't just be fussing at y'all. The sooner y'all learn how to bear claw, the better. Alright, so we have celery, peppers done. Now let's get into this onion. I'm choosing to do red onion just because it's gonna add more flavor to the melody. I mean, more color to the melody. But you can definitely use white. No problem. All right. Get this cleaned off. Get that first layer of skin out of there. And again, we're just doing strips, so just taking it down. All right, got our onions done. Next, I have some mushrooms. And obviously, sub out, interchange whatever vegetables you do or don't like. But in the same breath, grow up and eat your veggies. Everything is good. Y'all be like, I don't eat that. I don't eat that. And the stuff ain't even bad. You just ain't tried since you was a kid. And you still traumatized because your mama made you eat some stuff you ain't want to eat. So you still, at 30 years old, I don't like this. I don't like mushrooms. Why? I don't know. Grow up. But anyway, get off my horse. I digress. Just gonna come bust out some carrots. These are gonna offer texture and then obviously flavor as well. And I'm just dicing these. Or slicing these into little coins. Again, leaving them as thick as possible so that we can get some crunch, some bite in our veggies. All right. So Rasta pasta, I don't even know if, I can't even say it's a traditional island dish because I don't think I've never seen a Rasta do it. You know, Americans, we be making everything, we be Americanizing everything. That's kind of like what I learned about like a lot of the Chinese food we have here. Them boy don't eat that in China. Go over there and ask them boy for some General Tso's chicken. Them boy gonna be like, nigga, what? Them boy do not eat that food. That is Americanized stuff that we've come back and said, oh yeah, this is Chinese food. Them boy do not be eating that. So I can't even sit here and lie to y'all and tell y'all that. Yeah, them Rastas be over there. You know, this them right there. I don't even know that this is a real authentic Caribbean dish, but we are gonna make it as authentic as we can today. Okay. All right. It is popular. It's something that I've served before. So, as always, just try and put y'all boy on game, you know? So that y'all can begin to cook at the house. You can't DoorDash every night. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get that wife or that husband DoorDashing. DoorDash date is cool, but don't nobody wanna do that all the time. Like, cook me a meal. All right. So lastly, we just have us some fresh garlic. And I was lazy. I didn't feel like peeling it, so we just bought this pre-peeled. It's a little more expensive, but sometimes you gotta pay for convenience. All right, so we're just gonna take this down. Nice mince. I'm really gonna keep it nice, large mince. Partially I just don't feel like taking this down too much. So yeah. I usually still start by doing a pretty large mince on it, and then once I get it smaller out of the clove form, go back and just kind of chop through it real quick. But when it comes to cooking with Chef Kurt, always use a bunch of garlic. Whatever the recipe call for, use more than that. I don't never get them recipes that be like 2 cloves of garlic, and I be like, for what? Like, that's a waste of time. So, yeah, man, like, if it's calling for garlic, I'm using at least 5 pieces of garlic. You heard me? Because that's flavor. That's good old flavor. You cannot beat it. All right. So now I'm just going to chop these down a little more. Just so that they're not too huge. All right. I ain't never done it like this where I just keep everything on a cutting board. But you know, we got this huge cutting board that I got from one of my sponsors. I'll definitely drop the link for y'all if you guys are looking for a nice presentation, a nice home cutting board, something you can use when you're entertaining guests, or something that you can just nicely leave on the countertop, leave on your dinner table, present your charcuterie spreads on. This is a nice hand-crafted cutting board out of a company out of Texas. So y'all be on the lookout for that link. Like I said, we have our green pepper, our yellow bell pepper, celery, carrots, mushrooms, onions, and some fresh garlic. All right, so now that we pretty much have our chopping portion of our mirepoix out of the way, I'm gonna get all this stuff to the side, and let's get to seasoning and marinating our meats. Yes, sir. All right, so we're back and we got some chicken thighs. I'm just gonna go ahead and get these sliced up. That way when we cook them, we don't gotta come back and slice them. They're ready to be nice and sliced and ready to go into the pasta. So you can really just take these as big or small as you like. I'm keeping it like a nice medium strip, nothing too crazy. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and put this aside. If you like to use breast, you can definitely use breast. I'm just more of a thigh man myself. Yes, sir. Dark meat ain't never done nobody wrong. You heard me? So for a lot of my recipes or just cooking that I do, I personally lean towards thigh meat just because boneless, skinless thighs, just because it stays nice and juicy, nice and tender, and it ain't never done me wrong. Oh, got a bone. All right. You can trim it down if you want to. This isn't like an overabundance of fat for me. Like, I think it's just enough fat to be able to cook down. I'm not too much worried about it. So that's our chicken. Next, we're gonna come down with our salmon. And with the salmon, I just want to do some nice chunks. So this is already skinless. So come through and get some nice, sexy chunks. All right, put that to the side. And lastly, we have us some nice colossal, we got us some nice colossal shrimp. So just gonna get some of these peeled up. They're already deveined, which means that the poop has been taken out. The poop sack is gone. But I do not want this shell on here because we are not having peeling these shrimp. But it is easier when they're already deveined, which means that they split the back, took the poop out, and then now all we gotta do is come through and peel the shrimp. Some pretty nice sized shrimp. Always remember, if you're looking for a certain look with your shrimp, buy larger than the size that you see because they're gonna shrink. I mean, even though these look nice now, they're gonna shrink a good bit. So, fun fact, the number that you see on the bag where you usually say 16, 22, 22, 24, 26, 30, and it equates that to a size, what that's about is really, they don't go based upon sizes. Shrimp go based upon the amount of shrimp per pound. That's how they size it. So that number is actually what is telling you how many shrimp per pound based upon that size that you should get. So the higher you get in number, the smaller the shrimp are gonna be. Because you're getting that's how many shrimp you're getting per pound. Wow, you know, as well, the smaller the number, the larger the shrimp. So the most commonly accessible place that I've seen that you can get really, really, really large shrimp. This is the biggest that you can get from Walmart. They're called the colossal, or they're called super colossal. They have colossal and then they have super colossal. These are the super colossal. And like I said, they come deveined. You just have to peel them. Unless you're doing like a peel and eat, you can leave the shell on. And then there are the next best place that, like I said, is pretty accessible to everybody is going to be Sam's. They don't have them all the time, but they will have what they call tiger shrimp. And tiger shrimp are usually somewhere between 12 and 16. That's the size, that's the number size on them. So those, you know, those can generally be pretty large shrimp. Yeah. There's nothing to be excited about. I'm just happy we about to season up this meat. Yes, sir. So we back. I got my chicken cut up. I got my salmon cut up. I got my shrimp peeled, deveined and peeled. All right, so now we're just gonna get these things seasoned up. All right, so I'm really just gonna do it all at one time because why not? Like normally this would be cross contamination if like I was doing this and then went to go do something else. But this is all going into the same dish. It's all going to the same place. So I don't see a problem with it all being marinated and seasoned together. All right. So I'm just going to spread everything out. Hit it with some salt. Salt that chicken well. Spread my shrimp out. Get in here. And y'all already know what comes next. Yes, sir. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't cooking nothing without this right here. If you cooking without this right here, you're lacking. Your food ain't doing what it's supposed to do. Boy, y'all get some of that, yes, sir. Y'all can get it at cookingwithchefkurt.com. Yes, sir. Or if you just on Instagram, whatever, just DM me. We gonna get you right. But y'all gotta get some of this, yes, sir, salt-free seasoning. You heard me? So now we're just gonna come through and just make sure everything is evenly coated. Yes, sir. Boy, yeah. All right, so that looks good for the shrimp. Next, we're gonna come through and get this salmon. Get these delicious looking salmon bites. All right. Get everything nice and seasoned up. Got the salmon's done, shrimp is seasoned, need a little pinch more. And now let's get our chicken seasoned up. And yes, this is probably gonna be enough for maybe like, I'm doing this for a pound of pasta, but you know, I'm feeding probably like 3 or 4 guys. So, you know, I just wanted there to be more than enough protein. You probably could run with maybe half of the amount of meat that I have, especially the shrimp and chicken. Like I said, just wanted to make sure that these guys were fed nice and hearty. All right. So the chicken is seasoned nice and well. Again, I know that somebody somewhere right now is screaming that I got these 3 meats on the cutting board together, but guess what? When you're sitting at that hibachi place and all that stuff, you don't be saying nothing. So, I don't want to hear it. Shh, shut up. All right? You want to start off by searing your meats, right? So in your hot pan, get your oil down. Come back over here with our meat. And I'm going to start with chicken because that takes the longest. All right, so after a few minutes, we're just gonna go ahead and give this chicken a flip. As we can see, we're getting some nice color on there. Nice char, that's just the way we like it. Flip that over. Let it finish cooking on the other side. Alright, once our chicken starts to finish cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that from the pan. You can literally just see the little pieces of, or the little remnant of flavor that's still in here, in that oil. So we're gonna keep that oil, all right, guys? So as long as you did not burn your grease, what you see is that smoke point, we're gonna keep using the same oil. We're gonna go ahead and drop our salmon in here. All right, now we're just gonna start. Oh, we getting nice blackened. Yes, sir. Look at the color. That's that good old seasoning for you, boy. Yes, sir. Nice blackened color. Exactly what we're looking for. Alright, so I'm just going to begin to take out the smaller pieces. I don't want those to overcook. And that will just give the bigger pieces a little bit more time to cook without me having to worry about having dried out, overcooked salmon. But for the most part, all of these are done. So we're going to get them all pulled out. Let's sample. Let's take a little sample of this chicken and cool down a little bit. All I have to say is, yes, sir. Now y'all better get y'all some of this seasoning. Golly! We're going to drop our shrimps in. And get them poppin'. These shrimp is on and poppin'. Ooh, yeah. Yes, sir. You already know. That boy can sing too. You heard me? Yes, sir. Alright. So again, make sure you're moving your grease all around your pan, because just as you hear, there wasn't grease everywhere. That way when I moved it around, you got everybody nice and tripping it like this. Yes, sir. So a good trick I picked up from a professional chef is, don't be doing all that shaking and all that when you're cooking your shrimp. When you're doing that, all you're doing is messing up the cook. It look good, it's like, but realistically what you're doing is you're mixing them all up. Now some of them are this way, some of them are that way. Just pay attention to your shrimp. You can literally, when your shrimp are deveined, watch it cook as it goes up. So it looks gray, and then as it cooks, it turns white and turns white and turns white. And as it gets to what would appear to be the halfway mark, all you gotta do is flip it over. Flip it over. Alright. So we're gonna flip these over. These beautiful, super colossal shrimp. Nice and blackened. Let them finish cooking for another minute, minute and a half. But stop overcooking shrimp, y'all. Like, first of all, some of y'all buying shrimp that's already orange and cooking it again. Foul. Stop doing that. I ain't gonna get on y'all today. But for the ones that's cooking raw shrimp, the shrimp should be plump and juicy and tender. If you got shooter shrimp, it's overcooked. Shrimp are gonna shrink a little bit, But if you cooking the living crap out of the shrimp, they gonna shrivel up. So lightly cook your shrimp. Like I said, it's only been another, 30, 45 seconds, and I'm about to pull these shrimp out because they're good to go. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna continue to cook, not long, but they're gonna cook another 30, 45 seconds after you take them out of the pan, right? So we're good right there. So going down with a little bit of oil. Get that whooshed around. Once it's nice and loose like that, that's letting you know that you ready. You ready, boy. Yes, sir. So we're just gonna get these veggies that I've chopped up, some mirepoix in there. Do about that much, not too much. You never want to overcrowd your pan. And listen, already this thing is starting to smell amazing. Just the garlic. I mean, it's the garlic. It's the peppers, the onions, and the garlic. Man, it's just crazy how fragrant. I was about to say flagrant. Nigga, this ain't no foul. We ain't playing sports. How fragrant these veggies smell. Mirepoix, listen, a lot of people a lot of times be like, that's another reason like people think my food is great and I'm doing something special. Like, y'all will be surprised how much the extra 5-10 minutes it took me to cut vegetables. People don't like chopping and people don't like vegetables. But this right here is the base flavoring to the dish. Yeah, the salt, my seasoning, the jerks, like all that stuff is gonna add to it, but it's the base flavoring that's coming from this vegetables that's gonna take this dish to the next level. All right, so now that our veggies have started to sweat a little bit, they're starting to break down just a little bit, we're gonna go and get this seasoned up, all right? We'll start with some of that yes sir, yes sir. We have here some, this is just something I pick up from the Asian. I mean, if you have a Jamaican store, they'll have it, but we don't have a specific Jamaican store. We have an Asian, an international market. So they have Asian, African, Jamaican, like anything international. So this is just something I picked up that, like I said, any islander is gonna know about it. Oh, geez, it's really what I want from it is the allspice. We call it in America allspice. Jamaicans and Caribbean people, they call it pimento. And that's literally what it looks like right there. Pimento berry. Again, we in America call it allspice, but they put pimento in like everything. Like those little black floating things you see. Anytime you see like curry or jerk or like jerk, one of the main flavors you're tasting in jerk is that pimento. So again, we're adding some of this as well, just to keep it, y'all know I like to keep it authentic. You know what I'm saying? I like to keep it nice. And if I say we're cooking African, I wanted to have real authentic African ingredients. If we cooking Caribbean, I want to have real Caribbean ingredients. Next, obviously, not obviously, but of course, we're gonna add some salt because my seasoning does not have any salt in it, which is not a problem, or doesn't mean that you can't use it. It just means that I give you control over how much sodium that you would like to intake, how much sodium you would like to put into your food, where most seasonings, salt is the first ingredient, and they take that luxury away from you. They want you to shake as much as you want to shake, but then when your high blood pressure is acting up and your gout acting up, they ain't nowhere to be found, okay? So next we're gonna come through with some spicy jerk seasoning or jerk sauce. And with this, it's always best to go light and add a little more later. This stuff is not no joke. All right. So we're just gonna get all of this in here, get it toasted up. I'm just continuing to check my burner. I gotta switch my burner out. So we're gonna get all this in here and let them seasonings cook down into our vegetables. And then we're gonna come in with our heavy cream. So now that we got our veggies cooking down, seasoned up, jerked up, we're gonna go ahead and go down with some heavy cream, all right? Yes, sir. You can just see the flavor all up in there. Woo! Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Okay. And some cream cheese. I just like to use cream cheese anytime I'm doing like Alfredo or any type of cream-based sauce, because it's just gonna make that thing extra thick and creamy. You heard me? Ugh, excuse me. That jerk, listen, when the jerk starts to cook and get in the air, man, you almost gotta wear a mask. That boy dangerous. So like I said, next we're gonna go in with some softened cream cheese. Softened is key. Keyword, softened, because it'd be a whole nother struggle if it was not softened. And I just had it sitting out for like a couple hours, just enough to let it be able to break down nice and easy. Just get that in there like such. And we're just gonna let that come to a simmer and cook out. All right, so as you see, it's coming to a nice simmer. But as long as we still got cream cheese chunks, still got a ways to go. Man, that jerk done assaulted my doggone nostrils. All right, so now I'm just gonna add in some pre-cooked pasta. Use whatever pasta you like, but we're gonna use some penne today. So it's gonna come in here, and as our sauce thickens up, go ahead and add our noodles. This way, as the sauce thickens, it can cook into the noodles. Man, this jerk is taking advantage of my nose. But I mean, can y'all see this goodness right here? Oh yeah. Next, I'm gonna come in with some Parmesan cheese. So, cheese starting to get melty in there. Flavors starting to come together. I think it's time we get this thing a sample, huh? And this is probably one of the most important things I can teach you. Always sample your food as you go. That way you can continually season if it needs to be seasoned. Not so much salt. Always just pinch your salt, because you can always add more at the end. But just so that, like, I don't want to get to the end and be dumping a whole bunch of seasoning in it when I could have gradually just tasted each step. It don't need nothing. Golly. My God. My God today. Sheesh. Like, just the perfect, just the perfect amount of heat to just, like, you get the creaminess and then it's just like heat. Ooh. Man, y'all, I'm good at this. I'm good at this. All right, so last step, we just want to come through and add some of our meat back into the mix. I'm only going to do about half of it because I really am going to put the majority of it on top. But I just want to have some pieces in there. As you just digging around eating, you get a surprise like, ooh. Yes, sir. All right, so we're just gonna come through, mix in all of our meat into this pasta like such. Yo, I can't wait to get into this. My God. My God today. All right, y'all. It's time to plate. We're just gonna begin to fill this bowl up with a nice little mound of pasta. My God. All right. Next, we're just gonna start taking our meats and putting some of our chicken on there. Got some chicken. Got some nice blackened pieces of salmon. And for me, the winner chicken dinner. Winner shrimp dinner. You know what I'm saying? These jumbo shrimp. Cause my God today. My God today. Look at how good this look. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it really wasn't that hard, y'all. Like, y'all know this wasn't that hard. If you didn't know how to do it before now, I know you know how to do it now. Come on, y'all. It's so easy. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy. Yes, sir. Look at that. Boy, yeah. And we're gonna come through with some of this extra sauce I had cooking back here. And we just gonna money shot him, boy. Yes, sir. Boy, look. Yeah. 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 Finish them off. A little bit of green onion. And look. Y'all look. Yes, sir. That's how you do a surf and turf Rasta pasta with a little blackened salmon, blackened shrimp, some blackened chicken. And you know we couldn't have done it without that. Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, y'all. The moment of truth. It don't mean nothing if it look this good and the flavor ain't hitting on nothing. So let's see what we got. I'll come back here, get some pasta. Which meat I should try first? Ooh, that's some salmon. Let's go with the salmon. Ooh. Yo, I ain't got no churn, but I promise you I know what I mean. Love, God! Woo! Yo, this right here is so doggone good. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, it's just the right level of heat. Let's try it with the chicken this time. Don't go nowhere, Sam, man. You was delicious. You was juicy and tender. Don't go nowhere. Oh my God, y'all. Y'all saw I just put myself in timeout. It's that good, bruh. Bruh. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. Because at this point, if you ain't using this, you're doing yourself a disservice. Y'all get that YesL seasoning. It's available online at www.cookwithchefkurt.com. Too easy to remember. Make sure y'all follow me, Instagram and Facebook. That's Chef Kurt 100. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can go online and get the seasoning. You can get the merch. If you need some catering, you need private chef dinners anywhere in the country, I'm going to fly. You're going to pay for it, but I'm going to fly to you. We're going to look this up for you. You feel me? If whatever y'all want to see next, type it in the comments. What recipe y'all want to see next? What would y'all like for me to show y'all how to cook? But listen, I got to get out of here because I promise y'all, I'm about to do something devilishly nasty to this pasta. Like, it's about to go down. Appreciate y'all tuning in to Double ETV. Yes, sir. We out.